Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. We have today got a pairing video for our Theraphosa blondi. Now, as you regulars will know, we have a few of the Theraphosa spiders. Mainly we've really gone into trying to do a project with our sturmies, our blondies and our apophysis. Now our apophysis aren't quite ready for breeding yet. They will be ready next year unless we manage to pick up an adult female in between. But our sturmies, we have 3 adult females and 4 sub-adult females which are coming on real quick. Now these are, one of our sturmies is actually waiting to drop, so we're hoping she's gravid. And we've got 2 others that one has just molted and we're waiting on another one molting out. Now with our blondies we have 2 adult females and a young juvie female. Now what we're going to do today is we are going to pair one of those adult females. Now this particular female you regulars would have seen some months back, early in the year, where we actually paired her. She was in a larger exoterra and we paired her, and she did in fact produce a sac, which we were so excited about, really excited. She sealed herself in, she produced her sac, and we managed to get a glimpse of it using our bore scope, and unfortunately it got to around about 40 days or so and she ate it for no apparent reason. Now we have mentioned this before, but we had 2 other females, I believe, of different species, both ate their sacs the same night, and we don't for the life of us know why, but it was upsetting to say the least. Now with the Theraphosa, the blondies, the sturmies, the apophysis, it's a very long drawn out thing, so it's really difficult when you lose a sac like that. So it put us back to square one at the drawing board, and we changed a few things. Now you would have known that we've done a video where we've now put them into plastic tubs in rubs. Now we've got some in glass enclosures and we've got some in these plastic rubs. So we're trialing them and we're going to see what happens, whether we get a better success or not. Who knows? You know, the only way we can find this stuff out is to actually give it a go and see what happens and see if it works in our environment, because it may have worked in someone else's environment, but we don't know if it's going to be the same in ours. So we need to try and find this out, and it's a lengthy process. So that is what we are doing today. So sit back and just check out how these 2 mammoth spiders got it together. I'll see you back in a minute. Enjoy. Well, here we are. We can see now our male on the left hand side. He's just starting to enter the enclosure, and as you can see, this is our female on the right hand side, just moving. She is fully aware that he's there. Oh, he's in. He almost fell in there, and he's in the water bowl. We're just moving it over a little bit now so we can get a better angle with the camera. As you can see, our male there is a rather splendid looking individual. Our female just in the top of the picture there. See there, he's responding now. He's actually sending real solid signals. That's the real shaking that he's giving there. You saw our female move. Whoa, there she goes. She's in there. One thing that's striking with these large Theraphosa spiders, the big bird eaters, is the actual speed in which they can move. Now she is possibly 8+ inches in size. The camera doesn't really do them justice. And you can see there that she ran straight in, and our male, he actually managed to sort of catch her mid-flight. Now he's slowly pushing her back now. You can see that he's using his first two legs are maintaining contact with her at all times, and you can see they're over her fangs now. And the second pair of legs is what he's using to actually push her back up into the air. You notice the pedipalps are extended underneath. See how quickly she calmed down. Here she goes. Now that is the sort of response that we're looking for from our female. She's drumming there with her front legs. This is a really good sign. This tells us that she is no longer being in a forceful manner. She's being in more of a receptive mode. You can see our male was tapping on her legs then as well. There you go. Look, now he's moving her back. He's pushing her up slowly. These guys aren't hanging around. There you go. She's lifting now, you see? You can see the importance of the constant contact. He's just now, if you notice his back legs, he's looking for purchase now. He's got her almost where he wants her, but you see how the back legs are like half cocked. This is so that he can actually gain purchase. Now he's stopping her from moving sideways there as well. Here we go, he's pushing her up. This is all looking really, really promising. You can almost see just underneath in that light patch, just by her back foot there, you can see her epigastric furrow is actually quite extended. You can just about see underneath the abdomen a slight lip, and this is what it was. That was her epigastric furrow. And you can see now she's fully lifting up and her abdomen is being pointed towards him. He's now looking, he's searching. There we go, he's searching for it. He has to reach right the way under. You can see constantly there, he's looking for that epigastric furrow. Now he's found it. He's found it. There we go. Insemination is at that point. You see how he's dragging it? Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. Now you would have seen that the minute he withdrew, she was on him. She was forcing him out. He was running backwards and holding her at the same time. And as you can see there, we are in there with a paintbrush. You notice though that we've not actually touched the spiders. There is no contact from us. So although we were there, we didn't actually touch them. This is most important. Now you can see now our male, he's still maintained contact. He has not let go of her one moment. He has maintained contact at all times. And this is so important. And we can use this when we house our spiders, when we move them. If we maintain contact, they stay a lot calmer. Now look, on the end of the pedipalp there, you can see the extended emboli very, very clearly now on that male. And you'll see on the other pedipalp, the emboli is still sheathed, if you like. It's still tucked underneath. It's not visible. So we know we had a good insemination. You can see also now how the posture has changed, how he's holding the emboli back, the pedipalps back, sorry. He is holding them out of her way. He doesn't fully trust her intention at the moment. And you'll see also that her stance, she is much wider now. And you can see there that the angle of her legs, she is poised, ready to shoot forward. She's in a very strong stance. These are the kind of signs that we're looking for. Now you can see there with the male, he is actually tapping her with his first front leg. And he's only using the one leg because the other leg is maintaining contact on the front of her, just beside her fangs. So should she move quickly, he's got one leg on her already and he can try and push her back. Gives him a chance to move the other legs in to protect himself. Now you can see the pedipalps now are slowly being lowered, so we know that the temperament is getting a little bit less. That being said, you notice, look, he's sat back on them now. Now you can see he's checking with his back legs. He's trying to see what's behind him, trying to gain purchase. He's actually still trying to chat her up. He's thinking there may be a chance for another little go here. You know, she's drumming with that pedipalp. Still not using the one that he actually used before. You notice that pedipalp is just held high, way out of the way. And that, I think, is purely because the emboli is exposed. It must be protected at all costs. Now you'll see there with the female, she is maintaining her stance. It's a very, very powerful stance. Now before, we saw her drumming with her front legs, so she was really excited. She was ready for that union. But as you can see now, we're seeing no drumming at all. And her legs are held high. She's in more of a defensive posture. Very, very strong posture. Now you can see now he's actually moving his. He's trying to sort of move her around, but she's not shifting at all. And her body stance is staying exactly the same. So we know that although she's not showing aggression, she's not showing any submissiveness either. She is literally just holding her ground. Now we are poised in the background here with the paintbrush just in case. But what we're seeing at the moment is allowing us to allow these spiders to carry on. We feel confident that she's not imminently thinking about eating our male. Even with us sitting in the background, sometimes we still can't move quick enough. As you saw earlier on, the speed of these spiders is incredible for their size. Now you see she's got that slight wobble going on there now. That is often a good sign. That's a sign that she's relaxing, she's settling down. She may be up for a second go. He is reassuring her all the time that he means her no harm. You can see there now the pedipalp is getting dropped lower and lower. The one with the exposed emboli is still held high. He is slowly relaxing. And she is more in that trance-like state at the minute. Here you go. We're getting a little bit of movement. Now you can see now, because of her stance, she's going to move sideways now. You see how she puts the weight on those legs that are closest to us? This gives us the clue that she wants to turn and move away. Now you notice he's still trying to maintain that contact. Now he's let her go now. And you see how she's now lowering herself. She's not looking so confident. Now you can see that we're actually moving in a little bit because we just want to be a bit careful. This is where things could change. You see our male is starting to relax now. He's dropping his pedipalps. His legs have come down as well. You can see his whole body is actually looking much more relaxed. Oh, she's moved towards him again. She is now initiating the proceedings. She's got a little bit of a shake going on. Still very, very calm. This is what we like to see. Nice, calm spiders. He's going to make his move now. He's going to start to move away, I think. You can see he's slowly backing away. Here we go. This is often the point where a female will rush, is when our male goes. And what we're doing now is off camera there, we have literally just dropped a box over our male to protect him. Most important that he is protected. Well, what did you think to that? He had a rather clumsy attempt at entering the enclosure, and you would have seen straight away she reacted almost immediately. I think she actually started to move before he was fully in there. So they're fully aware that one another is there. Now, as soon as he actually hit the ground, which he did pretty much hit the ground, he literally started straight away, and you would have seen some of that shaking he was doing. You know, that real positive boom, boom, like that, you know. He's really solidly sending a signal, and she responded straight away. Now, as we zoomed in to take a good look at him, you would have just seen her toe right on the edge of the picture. Now, I'm lucky enough that because I'm filming, I can actually see through the camera, and I'm looking at the whole scenario as well, which gives me a little bit of an insight as to what's going on. Now, when we're breeding our spiders like this, we are looking for key little signals that spider's body language is telling us, and they are talking to us all the time. You've often heard me say this. The spiders are talking to us all the time. Every little movement they make is saying something, and it's down to us to try and interpret what that message is. Now, we saw with her, or I could see with her, that she moved that foot slightly and her body changed, and that was when I zoomed out, because I knew something was going to happen. I knew she was starting to get on the move. What we didn't know is how she was going to move. Was she going to go full on in, try and attack him, or was she going to come in nice and seductively? Well, you saw in the film there, she rushed him. He immediately spun round straight up into the defensive, and he caught her mid-flight. Now, we are on the sidelines. We got our brush. We're there. We're ready to move in. But you've got to try and be patient. Try and work out what's going on. If we dived in there and separate, we could have ruined the whole thing. You know, sometimes love can be rough, and sometimes they need to just get that little bit of a mix going. As soon as they met up, you would have seen it settled down. She settled down straight away. You see her body posture completely change. He in turn was up high, he was pushing on her, and he pushed her back, and that was when it all started. That's when they really started getting it on. Now, it didn't take very long at all. What you saw there in that video was unedited. There was no editing there. So literally the clip of that breeding clip is exactly the time it took for that precise episode to pan out, to play itself out. And it was literally minutes. It wasn't very long at all, which is nice for us because it meant that we could move on and pair a different pair of spiders. But, you know, in terms, it doesn't always go like that. Sometimes we have spiders that take all day to do what them guys done in a couple of minutes. Now, you'd have also seen there, and we mentioned in the video, when he'd actually produced that insemination, it was difficult. We couldn't see where the emboli were going because of the way the camera was and everything else. But you could see with her body language, she was literally doubled up backwards, and he was inseminating as that was going on. And that was when, as soon as he withdrew from that insemination, that's where they sort of like, she chased him out really. But you'll notice we hovered over the top, but we didn't interfere. We literally hovered over the top and we kept an eye on it. We don't want to lose our male, but we can read the body language, and you see how he calmed her down straight away. And you also notice there how he only inseminated with one pedipalp, which is quite often the case with these ones that are quite violent in the way that they actually inseminate. Quite often they only inseminate with one pedipalp, and you will see that because in the video his emboli was sticking out. On the other pedipalp it wasn't, and that's how we know he also had a successful insemination, because that emboli is sticking out. And you'll see the way he held it up way out of her way. He didn't want it getting damaged, but he was still responding with the other one. You know, he was tapping with this one. Everything was going good. Now, we left them there, and I can hear many of you saying, well, why didn't you separate them straight away? You got your insemination. Why risk leaving your male in there with such a dangerous female like that. She could have eaten him at any time. But again, we're looking at the body language. The body language is telling us everything we need to know. So we just try and sit back and relax, read the signs. And you can see there that although she came rushing in, that was her initial response, was to, "Wait, get out of my home." She settled down straight away and he managed to get her nice and calm. And then you can see he was constantly trying. He was like, "Oh, do you want to have another go? You know, do you fancy having a little bit more of this fun?" She weren't quite fully up for that, shall we say. But he kept trying and he kept trying. And then eventually you'll see her body turn. And that's when we knew she'd had enough. She was going to walk away. And he allowed her to make that little move. And then we sat there and we just watched, because we left them. And we started to pan into the male. And then you see the female turn again slightly. As soon as he relaxed, she moved again. And that was when they sort of got it on. But then you see, that was the point where they said their final farewell. And she was up in the air and she allowed him to walk away. Now, when that happened, that is the point that we now know there is going to be no more shenanigans going on with these two. They've had enough. They're finished for the day. And that is where we get our catch cup. You didn't see it on camera, but we get our catch cup and we put it over the male. He is now secure within her environment. So it doesn't matter. If she rushes him, she's just going to rush a box. She's not going to be able to damage him at all. But it's most important that we capture our male immediately at that point, because that is the time where it could all go wrong and she might just decide to have a go. 9 times out of 10, they will allow the male to leave. But with these big males, they are quite cumbersome. And sometimes in their attempt to climb out, they can fall back in, and that sometimes is enough to spur her into charging him again. So we have to be very, very careful. It's all about understanding and learning your individual species of spider that you're trying to breed at that time, because they're all very, very different, and they all have totally different ways of starting, finishing, what they do in the middle. Everything. It's all very, very different. So it's down to us to learn the language of each individual spider. And this is what gives us the success, is how much we pick up from each pairing that we do. Because there will be little tiny things that happen all the time, which are different to what we saw last time. And this all adds to the bank of knowledge that we slowly build as keepers. And this is what keeps us all going. This is what makes the success. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, all will be good. Now, although that was successful, we will now try a second time. So we will give him one more time with that female, and we will see what kind of response we get. She may be full on out, not having none of it, in which case we will learn that very quickly. Or they may well pair again. We don't know until we try. But we will be there, and again, we will be there with a brush, and we will be ready to move in if necessary. But hopefully, things will go well. But that's for another day. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed that. There's so much to learn from breeding our spiders, and there's so many things that we can see that give us little clues as to what's going on. And these are the things that we're trying to show you guys on the videos, and we're trying to pick them out as we see them. And hopefully, you will start to see similar things in your spiders when you start to breed yours. And you know, you will have the fun side. Breeding is the ultimate end to what we do in this hobby. For me, that's what it's all about. And you know, that's where you can really start to pull all of your knowledge together and then produce spiders of your own, you know. And it's an amazing feeling. When we get an egg sac, it's so exciting. Even today, after all of the different kinds of spiders that I've bred in my career in the hobby, I still get mega excited. Even when I get like simple spiders like Cambridgei, Erminia, when I open them up and I look in, I go, oh wow, I've got an egg sac. And I close it all up again and I wait my 35 days. And then I might leave them in there, let them hatch inside. All depends on what's going on. But it's always exciting. Without fail, it's always exciting. So, good luck. Good luck for our spiders and good luck for you. I hope you follow and do similar things yourselves. It really is cool. Right then, well, I hope you enjoyed that, and just keep watching. Updates to follow. We will hopefully, fingers crossed, crack this girl, and a bit of luck, we'll get a nice egg sac and she won't eat it. But we will see. Only time will tell. Right then, don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spider. And I will see you soon, guys.